What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hour, if we look at it from an RSI perspective, I'm not going to pay attention to the higher RSI. I'm going to look at this lower term RSI. We are holding this 50 level, and it looks like we broke below it a couple times, but these two times we barely broke below it, and we bounced off it. It looked really good. Then we got the real break. It was like even lower. It looked very condemning. Not going to lie, it looked condemning, but Bitcoin's like, just kidding. Back above the 50, no problem. If within the next 36 minutes, of course, we can close up here or relatively up here, enough to have this RSI be above the 50, that would be a really good sign. That would be a sign that, this whole move really, you've got lower lows. Look at how much, look at where you were here, right, in price and where the RSI was. It was all the way up here. You're higher in price now, but the RSI is way lower. You're at the 50, man. When you bounce off the 50, like look at what happened the last time we bounced off of this area, right? We were breaking out of this previous price range, and we're probably going to do the same thing. Probably. That's my assumption. I feel like every time that I've made a video in the last few days and I'm like, it's going to go up from here, it looks good, it just it craps out. I literally think I caught this candle on my stream, not my stream, my video. I actually don't know how to properly live stream yet, man. I need to learn. I know that might sound silly, but I've tried, man, and it looks weird. It's not the same as what it is here. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't. If I wanted to make a video like this, I could with a live stream, but I wouldn't be able to check the comments. So I want to know how I can have the comments pulled up without you guys seeing all that, like that screen. Just see this screen, but me have the comments pulled up still. I don't know if that makes sense. If anyone can help me, maybe. If not, I will. I'm going to learn on my own here soon enough, but I've tried looking into it, and it's just maybe I'm asking the wrong questions. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is Bitcoin, and right now it's, in my opinion, it's showing very strong readings in the RSI. We've got this low, we got this drop, right? Lower highs, lower lows, and we're still above the 50. We're holding that line, man. And to be completely honest, or completely fair, maybe I don't know, it's all honest, right? From top to bottom, we haven't even had a 5% move in from top to bottom. I'm not talking about like in a daily close range. I'm talking about the whole price range itself is less than 5%. That's nothing. That's nothing to be worried about. Nothing at all. If anything, like you should be buying these lows. We could go lower. We definitely could go lower than these lows. With how it looks now, I'm not really thinking that we will, but this RSI here, or not the RSI, I'm sorry, the fib from low to high, we didn't really bottom at the fib itself, which it doesn't need to touch this. It really doesn't, but I mean, that it would be nice to see that. Technically, with where this bounced, we do have a bounce off of like a previous price range. Maybe this would be a better example right there. So maybe there was so much demand that we couldn't even hit the 236, which if that is the truth, then that's very bullish. But that's, to me, it's not common, especially after rejecting the 0.069. It's not common that you don't at least see the 0.236 or the 382. I wouldn't expect the 382. I was calling for it here or there, maybe like as a possibility. But just really looking at this, I don't think we're gonna give up this high, and go down here. I don't think we're gonna give up all those highs. Just in the namesake of getting to the 382. I think this is a very strong move, and I don't think it's done. We're just consolidating. That's all it is. And if you look at it on the daily time frame, the RSI is very bullish. We're still in the overbought zone. Even with the past few days of going to the downside, we're still in the overbought zone, and we haven't had a dramatic move down yet. If this thing wants to move down out of the overbought zone, it goes down, man. It goes down, right? It wants to go down, it goes down. But we're not, and I guess this here is kind of a bad example because it just kind of went sideways in price. But similar to this on the 4-hour, right? You've got lower lows in the RSI, but higher lows in the price. Similar to that, we've got, and then, right, then you had one little pop-up left. On the 4-hour, we really have like dramatic lower lows in price, or in the RSI, and higher lows still in the price. I might have said this already, I forget, but like right over here, this price, this low here in price, it was right up here on the RSI. We're way below that. Yet we're pretty close, but we're still technically higher. This is a bullish look, man. This really is a bullish look. So I like this. I'm not concerned about Bitcoin. If we look at the volume profile itself, right? You've got this decreasing volume profile. I don't like these little symbols. I need to figure out how to get rid of those. decreasing volume profile, and it looks like we're in a range. Generally, whenever you get this kind of volume profile that's just like from peak to just like steady decreasing like that, it's very common that you can kind of identify that you're in a price range. All this means is that once the volume breaks out, you're going to get a breakout, whether it's to the downside or the upside. That's basically all that means, right? You're losing interest. The people that wanted to buy or sell in this price range, they're running thin now. There's the people who are buying are running thin, like buying or selling, they're running thin because they've either already bought or already sold. So we're not going to see more volume come in until we break out of this price range. And it could be to the downside. I don't think it is, but it could be. It definitely could be. But for the moment, I'm definitely bullish. We have on the weekly, a higher high in closing aspects. Technically, we have bearish divergence forming, right? High here, lower high here, technically. But I think this is hopium for the bears. I think a lot of them are probably looking at this and like, oh, there's bearish divergence on the weekly. This is very bad. But if you look at every other thing, like every other time frame, very bullish RSI on the daily. I would say this is a very bullish RSI. It cooled way the hell off and price didn't do anything. You got all this to the downside and price just chilled, like literally. That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. And then on the 1 hour time frame too, you really look at it, and most of this RSI has been, I guess, lately we've been to the downside, but even with that, even with these weaker readings in the RSI on the 1 hour, all we have is less than a 5% move from top to bottom. That ain't shit. That ain't nothing, man. It's really nothing to be, in my opinion, to be concerned about. And again, my video last night that I made about Bitcoin, I was talking about how anytime that you are above the 50 on the long-term RSI, that's what this is. This is my long-term RSI. It takes 123 hours to create or to generate like one iteration. It takes 123 iterations. So like this right here is a combination of the last 123 hours. That in combination with this 123 moving average, anytime you're below the moving average but the RSI is above the 50, it's normally a good time to buy. And I think relatively speaking, looking back at it, this right here, all this price action below the purple line, that's the best time to buy. Like it's literally, if we break out to the upside, it will be the best time to buy. If not, screw me, I guess. I don't know. If not, I'm wrong. But, I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Even with these lower lows and lower highs, we still have a very, truly, we have a higher low, right? On a daily perspective, we haven't done anything that's, remotely bearish. And on a 4 hour, it might look slightly bearish, but I really don't think it does. I don't think it does. If we look at it on a closing basis, we put a line right here. Let's see, at the lowest close we got right there, we are holding, look at that, right? Look at how freaking bullish this is, man. Anytime we get below this, we just pop right back up, right? We literally do. With the exception of this, right? Unless in 28 minutes we go down, then maybe I'll be wrong. But the top of this range, the top closing area of this range, is now the bottom closing area of this range. That's bullish, man. That is very bullish. For any new people out there that don't know the terminology, bullish means good, bearish means bad. Bull market up, bear market down. I don't know, because bears actually can't go downhill that fast. So I don't. They chose a really bad animal for that example. They're better at going uphill. If anything, it should be a bear market going up. But anyways, I don't know where that came from. Maybe someone else does, but I don't know the origins of that. But again, I'm getting off topic. So I guess what I want to conclude the video with, and what I just want to say is, I'm definitely bullish on Bitcoin, man. I don't think that it's of anything to be concerned with this past few days. Especially because most of it happened over the weekend, right? It's Monday right now. This was Monday. Starting the week off like this isn't a bad thing, right? We already, technically, right now, this looks like a bullish week, right? You came down and you ate it all back up. We have 6 days left in the week. A lot can happen. It can go down, it can go up, whatever. But with a higher weekly close, bouncing off the 50 here, on the, I know I talked about this, I'll probably talk about it in a lot of videos, but on the weekly, we got the cross on the bullish, we got a bullish cross on the moving average ribbon, the EMA ribbon. These are all bullish things, man. I'm really not concerned. I think it's going to go up from here. If we look at the Bitcoin dominance even, BTC.D, let's see. Freaking bullish, man. Bullish. Most altcoins, that's all this means, right? Is that Bitcoin is going to outperform the rest of the market. Its dominance is gaining. So compared to the majority of the market, its dominance is gaining. So it's actually doing well compared to anything else, like on average. There's coins, of course, that have done better than Bitcoin in the last week. You know, I've talked about it in my past few videos. There's probably a lot of people who are talking about all the coins. Coins that do well get a lot of attention. So I'm sure the ones that have done well, better than Bitcoin at least, have gotten their attention. But the majority of coins are not doing as well as Bitcoin. Maybe they're dropping, maybe they're just holding still while Bitcoin's going up. That's basically what this means, right? It's just that Bitcoin is gaining dominance in the whole market. And I think it's not going to stop here. This is actually kind of, I hate how often people throw this term around in crypto, just because like it is a thing that happens, but like the 2017 market was like really, in my opinion, the last like parabolic cycle that we saw. But this looks parabolic. It definitely does look parabolic to me. And that, as it goes on, as you continue higher in the parabola, it just gets more dramatic to the upside. It gets way, like this was a dramatic move. If we continue in this kind of formation, this is not going to be as dramatic as the real dramatic move will be. And then inevitably, with palabras like this one here, you have a dramatic crash. That's just to be expected. But in the time being, it's very bullish. We can have pullbacks in the meantime, but I think I really like this dominance chart, and I really like the Bitcoin chart, and I'm just, it's more of the same, man. More of the same. I think we're gonna go higher. I think where we're gonna go, if we really want to like drill that down, this 1618 here at about 35K looks pretty promising to me. I would say that is kind of where I'm geared toward. If not at least around 33, 34K, somewhere around here. This is on the Coinbase chart. I think normally I use the index chart, and I think those give me different numbers actually. No, they don't. Okay, so I don't know. I swear I've been talking about 34.1K, so I don't know where that went. Oh yeah, that's right. It's not off of this fib. It's off of this fib here. This from high to low. 34. Where did it go? Where'd the fib go, man? Am I high? I know I'm not. I don't. Is it me? Oh, it's because it wasn't log. It wasn't in log. That's what it is. Okay, it's because I wasn't. My bad. I had this chart not in logarithmic scale. So if we take the same fib from top to bottom now, right there we go. 1.14 is at 34K. There we go. 34.1K. That is an area that I'm definitely interested in. But ultimately, as this continues, man, I was thinking the 1414 if we just kept going, but as we're moving sideways here and not really doing anything to the downside, I'm inclined to believe that we at least see this 1618 now. Technically, from a very technical, and that's my opinion. From a technical perspective, using technical analysis, the minimum expectation truly would be 33K. But my kind of opinionated based minimum expectation is moving toward this 1618. And this is bullish, man. Even looking at this, I kind of forgot about this, but we're closing. Look at this. We closed right at the 886, and we were bouncing off of it. This is great. This is really great. As opposed to, look, this is something I want to compare back to a stock that I was just doing, right? Because it's very, very uncommon that you break the 618 like this, you come up this high, and then you just roll over from here without seeing extensions. It's very, very uncommon. If we look at this stock here, kind of a prime example of that. From top to bottom here, you went up, kind of similar to Bitcoin, right? It looks similar if you see what I'm saying, right? You broke above the 618, no problem, didn't even touch it. Went up. It's very surprising to me that we didn't see these extensions. And there's other reasons for that. I'll make a video on that. Why? Technically this was a 618 rejection from a greater fib. Should have seen it and I didn't. But you would expect to see extensions. We didn't, and what gave it away that this move was over was we closed below the 886. We had to close below the 886, and that, opposed to Bitcoin right now, right? From at least the current perspective, it looks like we're holding the 886. This is very bullish. This is very, very bullish. So all we're doing is stair-stepping up, man. And our first little check back was really at the 786, which is incredible. Now we're checking at the 886. I really am inclined to believe that we're going to see technically at a minimum here, but I'm leaning toward prices up here, man. I had my sell orders around here, around 34K, but I'm moving. I already moved them up. they're up at, like, right now I've actually got my sell orders at 36K, because I think we do go higher than this line. Maybe we don't close above it, but you know, and maybe we even go higher than that. But at the moment, I'm kind of, that's far away. If I want to change that, I can change that at any point in time. But I think we might be moving up to 35.6K. All that to say, it's just more of the same stuff, man. You know, the target hasn't changed. If anything, it's changed to the upside by like $1,000. But again, it doesn't have to stop there. It really doesn't have to stop there. This thing, with how dramatically we just like broke up here, like we could see these twos. We could see these double extensions up here. And that's in the 40K range. I'm not really expecting that. I'm not leaning toward that right now. That's not my opinion. That's, you know, I welcome it as a possibility, especially with how strong this move looks, and especially with the fact that we have a daily cross, we have a weekly cross, fresh weekly cross, right, and a bounce. It's not just a cross, but we bounced off the ribbon. Very, very, that's a bullish combination right there, man. And we got higher weekly closes, you know, all the stuff. It's completely possible that we see prices up here. Right? If we move it back over here, this is the top of this price range, where these fibs over here, it's like the bottom. So if we get into this price range, generally once you get into a price range, you do go like to the upper ends of it, or if you're coming from the top to the bottom, you would see the lower ends of it. If you get into it, you know, unless you reject that price range. If we were to reject it, which is right around the 1618, that's completely possible and common, and I think to be expected, even at least on the first pass. So all that to say, just more of the same, guys. I think we're still going up. I think Bitcoin looks like it's in good shape here. I know that it's been a rough couple days, but not really. It really hasn't been rough at all. It's less than a 5% drop. So anybody that bought down here or even bought around here, I wouldn't be concerned personally. I'm not concerned. I bought around here. I bought higher than here, and I'm not concerned. Still holding, and probably will. Probably a position I'll be holding. Anyways, thank you. Have a good day. Take care.